Over the course of this video, I'm going to fix your broken mindset so you actually begin to love hard work. And if this doesn't work for you, you're probably going to stay in the same cycle of procrastination and excuses for the rest of your life. Funny part is, the reason why you hate hard work isn't because you're lazy, it's just because your brain's not programmed in the right way. I mean, think about it, bro. You can spend 8 hours gaming, you can spend 6 hours binge watching shows without stopping. You can even scroll TikTok for like 4 hours without even getting tired. But as soon as you try to do like 10 minutes of work, you're cooked. And that's the thing. That's not laziness, it's just programming. Your brain's been wired a certain way since you were little. So we're going to turn that motivation to scroll reels into actual hard work. But before we actually fix anything, we need to understand what is broken. Most people try and fix this issue with discipline and willpower, but that's actually just like trying to fix a broken car by pushing it harder. We now know like the problem's not just your effort, it's how you're looking at situations. I actually spent years dealing with this issue. I thought I needed like more discipline, more productivity, more whatever. I tried almost everything. The cold baths, the productivity hacks, the morning routines. And what actually happened is I would probably last like max a week or two before everything crashed down. But as that process and that cycle kept continuing, I learned something. I was studying these like successful dudes, like these really important dudes like Alex Hormozi, Elon Musk, and I realized something crazy. You guys don't necessarily have more discipline than you. They actually have their brain wired in a way where they find fulfillment in their work and they enjoy doing it every single day. And the thing is you can actually reprogram your brain in the same way. Now, obviously, you're not going to go out tomorrow and build Tesla. Like, it's a work in progress and it's something you're going to have to work towards. But you're not cooked if you just love scrolling reels on your phone and sitting in your bed all day. The first step that we have to take, I like to call this the mindset audit. We got to like figure out what's actually broken in the first place. And most people end up skipping this step, so we're going to hammer down on this. Step 1 is going to be identifying your avoidance patterns. Right now, I want you to think about the last time that you avoided doing something important that would have drove the needle in the day, right? What did you do instead? Did you sit down and watch YouTube? Did you scroll reels? Did you go and eat some food? Maybe you even suddenly decided that your room needs a deep clean. Whatever it is, write it down on a piece of paper. Your brain typically will have these automatic avoidance patterns, and until you actually reveal them, they just keep going forever and ever and ever. For me personally, the one I struggled with big time is every time I had to make sales calls or I had to go out there and do something productive for my business, suddenly my desk became really dirty and I had to clean it, like deep clean it, organize everything. And that was a big one for me to get down on paper. Step 2 is going to be finding your excuse library. We all have an excuse library that we use every single day. It's like, I don't have time, I got stuck in traffic, I need to do more research. The crazy part is your brain thinks that it's like protecting you with these excuses. It sees the hard work as a threat, something you don't want to do. And so it just creates these mental escape routes, and it gives you that scapegoat to like not actually do the thing. But once you identify the top 3 excuses that you actually use, it'll start to break the pattern and the loop of saying them every single day, and it'll help you recognize how frequently you say them, to be quite honest. Step 3 is going to be recognizing your reward system. This is the age-old principle, the Pavlovian, like the dog training thing, the theory where you give a dog a treat and it's going to immediately reinforce the behavior that just followed after getting that treat. It's the same thing with your brain. Your brain is always seeking rewards for anything that you do throughout the day. And as of right now, your brain's just getting rewards for doing the wrong things. Right now, you get dopamine from scrolling. You get dopamine from entertainment, from not doing anything, eating shitty foods. You need to hijack that dopamine and put it into something actually productive and fulfilling. Now, once you have all these things identified and laid out on a piece of paper, we're going to go into the identity rewrite. This is where the real magic happens, bro. Most people think that in order to change, you need to change your identity first. But I wholeheartedly believe you need to change your actions first. Instead of saying, I'm the person that goes and works out, I'm the guy that goes out there and does it, oftentimes that's not going to do anything for you. I know a ton of people that say they're the type of person to work out, they're the type of people to do tons of work in a day on their business, and then they don't. But they want to be labeled as that person, so it feels good to say that they are. No, you need to go out there and you need to go do it. No matter how awful it feels, you need to go out there and start doing whatever it is that you want to achieve. You literally need to reprogram your mind into having the actions come first and the identity will follow with it. Now, the second thing is going to be your obsession installation. Something I learned about studying obsessed people, people that are hyper successful, the billionaires, the multi-billionaires, the people that's minds just are crazy to even look at. You would be surprised. They don't see hard work as hard work. They see it as play. It's like their craft, their life's mission. That is their sole identity. What I did on my come up, and I want you to do the exact same thing, is consume an ungodly amount of content, right? From these multi-billionaires, these multi-millionaires, the people that are just so unfathomably far ahead than you are right now. You need to consume as much content as humanly possible. Flood your feed with entrepreneur content. Flood your feed with that fitness content. Whatever it is, you need to be consuming throughout the day. If you're doing chores throughout the house, like if you're mopping, sweeping, whatever it is, have some business content on. Flood your mind with those thoughts to get yourself actually thinking into the mode like, oh, I need to get on this because he's already doing this. Oh, that's interesting advice there. I need to implement that here. You need to always have your mind thinking. Now, the third step is going to be the environmental design that you have on yourself. The same thing as the content, like your environment is constantly reprogramming your mind. If your room is messy, your mind will undoubtedly be messy. If your environment is just super gross, it's not going to be fun to try and get work done. However, this is the Alex Hormozi method. I studied how he got his work done in a day. If you can hide all distractions and you can surround yourself with things that remind you of the goal that you have to achieve, you will become successful. So what Alex Hormozi does is he puts on earplugs and then headphones over top in a blackout room with no windows, and he just has his computer in there, and that's all it is. And the only thing on his phone screen, which oftentimes is not even in the room, says just win. That's all it is. If you don't think that there's one thing that you could find in that house that distracts him from the goals, you'd be wrong. Like there's literally nothing in his office that can stop him from achieving his goals. And that's how it should be for you guys as well. I implemented this as soon as I saw it, and my entire work ethic started to shift, right? Phone on mute, nothing to distract me when I'm doing my work. I'm the type of guy to listen to music, but to each their own. Maybe that's what's stopping me from being a multi-millionaire. Remove distractions. Now this next step I like to call trigger installations. We're going to install mental triggers that makes the entire process automatic and implements change fast. You need to understand that resistance as a signal is a reason to keep going. Us as humans, and this is me included, we think that as soon as something is giving us resistance or it feels bad, we need to stop. And that's just not the case. It's actually quite the opposite. That resistance feeling and that bad feeling should be the immediate sign that you need to push through and work even harder. Because by definition, to grow, it has to be in an uncomfortable environment. Right? Doing something completely new isn't going to be comfortable. That's why us as kids we have growing pains, right? We have growing pains because it's new. Our bones are literally stretching. And that is the same thing with learning new things. Our mind is literally stretching and forming new thoughts and pathways. And that is painful. And that's uncomfortable. And that's how it's going to have to be if you want to be great and achieve something big. Now, I like the 5-minute rule when it comes to this, right? Commit to 5 minutes of whatever task it is. If you have to go do the dishes, just commit to 5 dishes. It's funny though, once that momentum actually starts, your brain just takes over and you just finish the task because it's easier, right? But if you can convince yourself wholeheartedly that you are only going to do 5 minutes, you'll start the task and you'll probably end up finishing it, especially if it's some busy work chore thing. Another side tangent is the 1, 2, 3 method. I use this every single day. I don't want to get out of bed in the morning, trust me. And I just think in my head, 1, 2, 3, and then on the third number I get up every single time. And as soon as I miss one time where I don't get up, the whole thing loses credibility and I also lose a little bit of pride. So use that method as well as a little bit of a side tangent. It works. This is for my salespeople out there. Track everything. It's like a dopamine loop. Your brain loves seeing progress. They love having accountability and seeing numbers go up. So if you can track everything, literally everything that you do, hours of work, money that you collected over the time you worked, whatever it is, if you can track it because your brain will automatically improve whatever it is that's being tracked. I think there was a study done where the people that didn't even work out, they didn't work out at all, but they tracked their weight, lost the weight. Because what is tracked is managed, and it's a basic human psychology trait. And then once the progress slows up, because we're all human, we all go through these dips and bumps and whatever it is. Once that progress slows up a little bit and your numbers go down, you will be unbelievably motivated to keep going and powering through everything. Now, the last trigger is a little bit unorthodox and some people don't like it, but it's the social media accountability loop. Guys, if you have the confidence, share your progress, post your goals, tell everybody about what you're doing. The validation you'll get is something minor versus the fact that you have to deal with all your friends, all the people in your life knowing that you're setting out to achieve this goal, whether it's starting a business, getting in shape, whatever it is. And so you know in the back of your mind, if you fail, there's 1,000 followers on the line that are waiting there to watch you fail, right? Wouldn't you want to prove them wrong? And it can even be little, just posting a story that you're at the gym. It can be posting a story that you made X amount of money, made X amount of dials in sales. Whatever it is, it doesn't really matter as long as you're posting about it and keeping yourself accountable with the people that follow you and support you. It's a really, really good method if you're that type of a social person. Now, everything that we just talked about, the main point I want to bring up is the fact that successful people aren't just more disciplined than you. They just have better systems built. They have a different relationship with hard work. And it's hard to fathom when you're at that point where everything seems hard. The mountain is just so far up, you can't even see the top. But I promise you, I work for 16 hours a day. I love what I do. And you will get to that point if you just allow yourself to open up to new experiences and allowing yourself to get to that hard work, get to that point where you get past the 5-minute rule, or you're posting yourself online. Keep yourself accountable. Now, I'm not saying that this happens overnight, but I promise you, if you follow these systems, if you audit your patterns, you rewrite your identity, and you install these triggers, you will start to see consistent results over a long period of time. Your brain will literally start to love the process and rewrite itself, the neural pathways in there, to just fall in love with whatever you want to do, whether that's the gym, relationship-wise, whether that's actually just a business. You're going to start to have a passion for it because us as humans, when they become good at something, you start to love it. That's just how it is. No one is born with a passion. You just start to become really good at something, so the feedback loop gets faster and faster and faster between actually winning at that thing, especially if you become really, really good where you're better than everyone else. If this video helped you reprogram your mindset, please drop a comment and let me know what thing you're going to start rewiring your brain to love. And if you want real strategies and not just motivation that fades, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be posting a lot more videos like this.